It's the second day of Casterton Vintage Working Event. If you haven't already watched day one, I'll link it below and I suggest you watch that first. Overnight weather has been pretty poor. We've had about 50 millimeters of rain and it's left the site very wet and very greasy. But the exhibitors are here to enjoy themselves and that's what they intend to do. We definitely won't be doing any harvesting today. It'll be mainly down to ploughing and threshing. Let's take a look at some of the steam engines as they prepare for what they hope will be a dry and busy day. The steam plough section are busy preparing all four engines. Now some of the tractors are coming to life. This is a 1919 International Junior. And a group of enthusiasts have assembled here to see how to start the D7. And another tractor braving the difficult weather is this Fowler 25D, the only known survivor of this model. And some of the first off the mark are the YouTubers. This is Howard at Wheels of Interest, and if you watch his channel he'll tell you all about this tractor and the other tractor he brought to Casterton, his Hart Pa. And then we're with Steve the Fenland Crusader and the Caterpillar 75. If you take a look at his channel, he'll tell you all about getting this tractor out and getting it ready and where it came from. And we've got a ploughing engine on the move now. You can see the rain hammering down around it. That's not a good sign. At this point, I really ought to say thank you to the camera people. I dispatched 2 cameras because I was too busy to take any film myself, and they did a cracking job and stuck with it despite the bad weather. One of the reasons we hold the event on this site is because it's extremely stony and will take a lot of water. We're certainly testing that today. You can always tell stony land by the amount of dry stone walls there are surrounding the fields. In my lifetime these walls have been completely neglected, but today we've got a skilled craftsman showing us how to repair them. It's always good to see the horses, and this young Suffolk's come along for an hour today just to get an idea of what all this machinery is about and what sort of noises it makes. I don't think she's enjoying it very much at the moment.
It's a lot to ask on a miserable day.
The bad weather on Sunday was well forecast, so we made sure we got 2 half-trailer loads of wheat that we could thrash. This Turner Yeoman of England tractor was our 1950 exhibit. This 1931 Irish Fordson doesn't appear to like the wet weather. It looks like the classic cars have had enough of the wet weather too. Well, there's no chance of doing any bindering today, so let's take advantage of the wet weather to do a bit of operator training. Converting this from field to road mode isn't just a matter of pressing the right button, you've got to understand how it all goes back together again.
Bolts coming loose though.
I reckon when they first brought these out this time binding, Paddy just going to put the pipe in
Yeah, probably did.
because they're taking the water away from them.
Right, lift her up then, Anne.
Right, where are you hooking it on?
Underneath.
Oh Christ.
Right up.
She's gone arse have a tit, look. I ain't got hold of it.
I don't know about arse of a tit. Do we, George? You're on the tubes here, Anne. What? You'll be going in a minute.
Put my head back on.
That goes in, doesn't it? Yeah. And that pin goes in there.
No catch under there.
No, that's it.
Oh, it's ready to go on. Shut that back down.
On to the next contract.
Well, would you believe this steamroller's short of water? It can't move itself, so we're going to have to take it to the water cart.
Oh, well, I'll have a look in a minute. You ready?
And the little Roby tractor needs rescuing as well. I think we'll take this one all the way to the gate. And the next steam engine we need to rescue is this Fowler ploughing engine. It weighs more than twice the weight of either of the steam rollers we moved earlier, and you'd think it would therefore take quite a bit of moving. But in actual fact it's on rubber tyres and wide wheels, and it was probably almost able to get out of there on its own. This steam engine is a 1908 Ruston & Proctor called the Muddler. And behind it is this very rare, in fact the only known surviving Ruston & Proctor traction wagon. The binder's heading back to a nice dry shed. We won't be needing that again until next year. And the 1929 Alice Chalmers Model K is heading home. And also the 1935 Fowler 25D, the only surviving example. This little Fowler roller is quite a late one, 1928, and it's fully fitted with a tar spraying kit. It's nice to see that make it all the way to preservation. Usually that's the sort of thing that would have been thrown away. But it's probably the reason this engine survived and didn't get scrapped. we're going to carefully push it up onto a very wet and slippery trailer. And here comes another steamroller. They certainly don't like being in the middle of a wet field. This one is a Marshall built in 1900 and it still carries quite a lot of its original paint. Well worth a look if you get the chance. The rubber tyres give this Ransom traction engine just enough grip to make it to the gate with the trailer on the back. There was a nice selection of stationary engines at the event, but unfortunately we didn't get any video of that with the bad weather. And here comes the Caterpillar 75. I don't think he's going to get stuck today. We're getting down to the last few lorries now, not much more to go. I think we're all getting about ready for a sit down in the catering tent, a cup of tea and a piece of cake.
Oh no, this doesn't work, does it?
So that's about it for a very wet day 2 of Casterton Vintage Working Event. If you haven't seen day 1, make sure you take a look at it and then you'll see what should have happened. Don't forget to give us a like, and if you like what you see, why not subscribe, then you'll be notified when we launch the next video. We'll be back next Sunday evening with more tractors in action. Don't forget to come back and take a look.